Alright, guys. $601 subs. Alright, guys, what's up? It's your boy Race Abbott, your host of the Abbott Agency. He's on the files, and I think he's actually like hanging out really good on the files. And today we're gonna be searching nickel box number 14. Now I'm gonna have to post a short about this, but I want to say congratulations to my community. We are at 600 subscribers. I hope by Christmas of next year we can get to 700, maybe even 800 subscribers. Honestly, I don't care if 600 subscribers is hello viewer, thanks for liking. I don't care if 600 subs is often seen as being low subscriber count. I don't care. The fact that 600 people said, you know what, this random rambling buffoon on the internet, hello. The fact that someone said, that 600 people said, I'm going to listen to this rambling buffoon on the internet and subscribe to him, is awesome to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe one day we'll get to 1,000. But that day will not be today, for we will have to grind. But today, we will get nickel rolls searched. Hello, viewer. I hope you're having a good day. But, yeah, we have 600 subs now. Congratulations to everybody. Wait, I think we had 520 or so, or 500 or so at the beginning of, at like June 30th. So we actually got 100, we were getting like 200 subs a year, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, guys, let's begin. Last box, we found a 1943 Denver, the rarest war nickel ever struck. And there's a Westy. It's not on my, the 43 Denver is not on my desk, if anybody's going to ask. The reason is that it got put in the book. Well, hello, other viewer, and thanks for the other like. You guys are awesome. Alright, so again, let me rehearse. So we're looking for two primary things here. We're looking for Buffalo nickels and war nickels. Buffalo nickels were struck roughly between 1930 and 1913 and 1938. War nickels were struck partially in 1942, and partially in 1942, and then completely in 1943, 44, and 45. There's a Westie. No Westie. War nickels are special because they have a low mintage and they were struck with silver in them, Westie. To this day, Westie, war nickels are some of the only nickels to ever pose a silver investment. I also like the Westies. They're not valuable, but I just like having a Vice collectible, which means it's something that's not valuable, but I like to hold it anyway. There's a Westie. Westie. Some bonuses are 2024s, which are pretty uncommon. I only find like one 2024 per box or so. One or two per box, which is actually telling to how uncommon 2024s are. They're not the rarest nickel by date, but I looked at the mintage, and they do have a low mintage of like roughly as low as 30 million per mint. There's another viewer. Hello. Getting a whole party in here, as I like to say. There's a 47. Is it an S? No, it's not. I don't want it. War nickels have a very notable fade. They look a lot like this. So you can actually see if I put these war nickels next to each other, like next to this, you could definitely... The camera may not show it that well, but these war nickels have a very specific wear to them that make them somewhat discernible from normal nickels. Wesley. The reason this is because after literally, let's see, how long was that ago? '80. Oh, hey, look at that. We got a Buffalo nickel, and it has the date, chat. And it has the date. It's a 35. Let me tell you something about these. This is the Buffalo nickel, struck 1913 to 1938. That was almost a war nickel right there. Look at that, 1942. So this is a year of war nickel, but it's it's a year of war nickel, but this isn't not it. So let's see. 81. 84 years ago. 84 years and there's a Western. 84 years and 8 days ago. 84 years, 1 week and a day ago was the infamous bombing of Pearl Harbor. After this, we had to strike these. These are called war nickels. So they have like about 35% copper. They have about where is it? These are made with copper, silver, and manganese. These are some of the only nickels that have silver in them, unless you count the half Disney back in the early days. And the problem is we had to approve this alloy very quick, which means that it wasn't a good one. So a lot of them have faded, and really, really good war nickels are a dime a dozen, no pun intended. And of course, here's the Buffalo nickel. Again, 1913, 1938. Struck from San Francisco, Denver, and Philadelphia. I'm a little bit less rehearsed on these, but I'm pretty sure there's roughly about 2 to 3 billion of them that were struck. And an infamous date is, I think, the 1936 three-legged buffalo. My grandpa always told me to look for the three-legged buffalo. Because there's a year, I think it's 36, where there was a missing leg. 1937 Denver, there it is. 1937 Denver, three-legged buffalo. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, a lot of these buffalo nickels, a lot of these guys were formed into what we call bum nickels, and they would carve the face of the Indian on the obverse. And they would sell them for more than the nickel's worth. But obviously, it's a pretty good thing that the Indian here is intact, because oftentimes the Indian on the front is faded because of an error where a lot of the relief, so it's very hard to see, but the details on this nickel are actually above the rim line, and it resulted in a bunch of these Buffalo nickels being faded to look like this. These are my other 3 I found, so that's actually pretty good condition. Like, here's the average fade you can see them at. So this is the one I found previously. There's one I found today. Obviously, this one is in a lot worse condition, and that's just normal. A lot of these Buffalo nickels have lost their dates and mint marks. And in fact, actually, let me see this for cross-reference. No mint mark underneath, so it's a 35 Philadelphia. I think a lot of the Buffalo nickels actually lost their dates even before they stopped being struck. Anyway, let's stop talking. Let's start searching. I don't know why I thought that was a Buffalo nickel there for a second. It's a 51 Denver. It's obviously not a war nickel because there's no mint mark on it. All war nickels have the mint mark on the back. So if you ever find a war nickel, this is what you're looking for. This is not a war nickel. This is not. You can obviously see that there's a letter above it. There's Westy. And if I'm not wrong, cool coin history fact, the 1942, I believe, is Western. 1942 Philadelphia. I think there's a 42 Philly. The 1942 Philadelphia war nickel is the first coin in U.S. history. Westy. I think the first or one of the first U.S. coins to feature the P mint mark for Philadelphia. As up to that point, it was not needed on the coin. There's Westy. Because, of course, the Philadelphia mint was what's called the mother mint, and it was the first and original mint. Currently, Philadelphia is... By the way, thanks to the 3 people staying in chat and listening to my babbling. But the Philadelphia mint is the oldest mint. They've been striking coins, I would say, not continuously. They've been striking coins off and on for about more than 225 years. I believe when we hit 2027, it'll be 235 years ever since the Philadelphia Mint started striking. Pause for a second. We just got a little bit of a nice find here. A 24 Philadelphia. Not that 24 Denver that we want, but 24 Philadelphias are a little bit uncommon due to a low mintage. Still, I'll take it. I like 24 Philadelphias. Any 24 I'll take. But anyway, the reason I say not off and on is because the Philadelphia Mint suffered a fire in, I think, 1815, and they could not strike until 1818. Hold on, let me check my facts. I'm pretty sure it was 1815. When did the Philadelphia Mint burn down? When did the Philadelphia Mint burn down? January 1816. I was very close. I was very, very close. So, unfortunately, the original building of the Philadelphia Mint is gone. Oh, wait. We're 10 rolls in. So, the original building is now gone forever because it got burned to the ground. Sadly. Oh, there is a Canadian nickel. That's a cool find. Yeah, getting some good finds in this box. Let's top it off with a war nickel, hopefully. Hopefully I get like a 44 Denver. I'm missing 2 war nickels. I only need 2 more different war nickels. I need the 44 Denver and I think no, I have all the 43s. Cross my fingers. Let's see. Hold on. Alright, sorry there. Western. Western. Oh, there's a 47. It's an S-Mint. I like the S-Mints. Western. Western. Two Westerns. Western. 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 estimate. Western. Western. All right, 20 rolls in. Estimate. Western. 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 Two Westerns. Ooh, 2009. A little bit of an uncommon year right there. Estimate. Western. Ooh, what the hell is this? Fiji! This coin comes from Fiji. What's its weight? 3.16 grams. Foreign coin! Western. That's a cool find. Western. Western. Mark! Estimate. Western. Two Westerns. Nice. Fiji has some nice designs, and some of their World War II coins were struck on U.S. mints. Yeah, I'm about to say, I wouldn't be surprised about that, because there's Western. A lot of countries like the Bahamas and Bermuda and Panama, I think they actually contract the United States Mint to strike their coins. Just like how in Africa, some countries in Africa, they contract like Europe and European mints to strike their currencies. Like I know what is it? The Zimbabwe. Right, there's Western. The Zimbabwe dollar is not printed in Zimbabwe. I think it's actually printed in Europe and shipped to Zimbabwe, since Zimbabwe lacks the infrastructure to make their own money. It's not the same weight as a nickel, because a nickel should be about 2 pounds, 5 grams. Look at that. Beautiful leaf. Nice. Of course, it has Elizabeth on it, because I'm pretty sure that's a British colony, or a British nation. At least was a British nation. There it goes in. Western. Esser. $41. Western. 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 Ooh. Ah. These always look like war nickels, but they're not. It's an 84. Western. Western. S. Mint. Member of the Commonwealth, but has been independent since the 80s, I think. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Like, a lot of these, like, Bahamas, a lot of the Caribbean nations were, like, under the British Empire, but just like the United States have sought independence. And most of them are independent also, due to the decreasing presence of the British Empire over the past century. Western. Western. Two Westerns. Hopefully we get a war nickel. That'll be a cherry on top. Western. 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 There's Canadian nickel. Ten rolls to go. Let's hope we get a war nickel. Oh, there's a 41S. Two Western. Yeah, I thought that was a war nickel there for a second. Ooh, 24 Western. 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 Another Western. 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 Last roll. Western Trail. Western. Western Journey. Western Journey. Western. Ow. Buffalo Nickels. We got 1. 4 nickels. Unfortunately, we got 0. S. Minton Nickels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of those. Western Journey Nickels. We got 66 of those. And bonus, we got 2 Canadian Nickels. And what is this? This is a 1990 Fiji 2-cent piece. Look at that. No war nickels today, but we had a pretty good day today, in my opinion. Well, guys, I hope you had a great time hanging out with me. And I really hope that you guys are able to hopefully join me tonight on Satisfactory and in a second on Fallout. I may take a while to get home tonight from Friday because today it is busy. I already have a full cart out of the 2 carts I have to wash dishes tonight. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And thanks for the likes. Thanks for 600 subs. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm just letting you guys know that you are blowing this channel out of the water, in my opinion. You guys are amazing. I hope I catch you guys later, and